Khalil. You could call me aka Super K now. And Khalil Hippolyte, you could say that's my name. And I really will tell you where I'm come from, but I really explain that to a story instead. And walk so hardly with this business, I said, you know what, it's sometime I felt I should quit, but I just keep going, man. I just keep hustling. I keep doing it. So my friends started calling me Super K. They said, this guy's always keep trying no matter what. If you ever look Haiti, you heard about Haiti, we all help Haiti, right? We hold Haiti so much to help Haiti because of all this hurricane and hit Haiti. But if you look at those people who talk about Haiti, and you go and all the TV and you could see they always show you this little boys running around with no pants. These little boys who's probably looking for food to eat. And you could look at me and say, wow, maybe I was one of those kids. Maybe I was one of the kids walking around when I was small. And then for me to come in the US within 10 years after that, I was already owning a company because I always believe in self-employment. Even though I keep the 9 to 5 to pay the bills, but I always keep myself to do something different. And when I never had different I'm doing, I'm always doing something that I like to do. And music has been something that I like to do. Coming from Wycliffe, and I was able to talk to him, and I was able to work with the whole family. You have Jerry Wonder, with his cousins, went out to places. So at that point, we have the best band in town. So Wycliffe used to come to our band and just doing some flip-flop, walking in stage, and we let him open an intermission. And with that, we become the best friends. The Boogie Basement, one of the biggest studio and I would say in Orange, where the Fugees, Lauryn Hill, Price, those three guys start this. And of course there's the other brother named Robin Andre. Robin was a part of it. There was 4 of them, and they call it the Rap Translator. Rap Translator then signed a contract with Khalil's band, Kool and the Gang, and I was a part of they're creating the whole scenario, the way they work so hard every day in the studio to have the Fugees starting. But it wasn't the Fugees, it was Rap Translator until Wolf House and was about to bring him in, and it was signed to Sony, and of course Interscope was involved, and that's when they changed from Rap Translator to Fugees and the Translator crew, which is I was a part of the whole movement. So as a guy's part of the movement, I always behind the scenes, and I was in the studio, booking the studio, make sure someone need beats, I would bring them, hey man, you never heard about Boogie Basement, bring some people and create the business. So me and Jay Ronder, we was working together as well, working in the same band at that point before the whole Fugees movement. We was doing comparengue, which is a merengue, with my brother Steve. So like I say to you, my brother Steve, may Allah bless his soul, was pretty much a part of me and the music thing. So growing up with a guy like Wycliffe, Boswell, Jerry Wonder, Lauryn Hill, and be in the studio, see the movement start, and I'm always behind the scene. And I said to myself, okay, it's time for me to create what we call PILR Records. And from PILR Records, we create this thing, what I call this fusion of Caribbean music, hip hop, R&B pop, and we don't forget our Caribbean cultures and soul. And I met this brother named Doobee, and Darrell Doobee, Warden, and his father was a great friend of mine because I, as a guy who was doing jazz music, and business side, of course.
My name is Darrell Doobee Warden. I'm from Pittsburgh, PA. It's a long journey. Right now I'm doing insurance. I own an insurance agency. I love it, love what I do. And I do music as well. I love what I do. Music has always been a passion of mine. It's in my blood. So, you know, I carry it on to the next level. It came from my dad. My dad's a jazz musician. He was a radio host at WDUQ, a radio station in Pittsburgh. He played jazz, and I just remember going up there and spinning records and him letting me spin records and talk on the radio. It was just something that always intrigued me. It became a part of me. And I remember I used to play records for my friends and be a DJ, and I was little, probably 7 or 8 years old. And it just came from that. And I remember my grandma had one of these big stereos, and I asked for a tape deck for Christmas. And I used to take that tape deck, and I used to wait till the song come on the radio, and I would be there all night just ready to record that one song. Then I learned how to put my record player into the stereo and played it back, and got my friend next door. He had a tape recorder too, so I was making mixes with the 2 tape recorders at the same time. And I used to do that and have fun with it, and it was just something that was in my blood, and it just led me here. I worked for Bad Boy Records. I worked for Puff Daddy. I learned so much from him about the music. He used to let me sit there while he was taking his phone calls, and I know he did it. He was doing it for a reason, you know, because I know he would ask other people to leave, and he was secretive, but he'd always let me stay. And I know he was teaching me. You know, I was constantly learning there. That was a great experience, so I don't want to leave him out as an inspiration, because he's one of the biggest inspirations, you know, in my life and my career, and he still keeps in touch with me once a year. We speak, and hopefully I'll get to work with him and see him real soon, and he'll be surprised at my progress. I worked for Silent Sound Recording Studio out of Atlanta that Babyface owns, and Darrell Simmons. I worked with Jermaine Dupri, Jay-Z, Mary J. Blige. I got to work with Mariah Carey before, so many others, Kanye West. I had a journey when I came to New York, and I slept underneath the studios. It was Quad Studios I worked at, and I started out as an intern. And I came, and I didn't even have enough money to get back to New Jersey where I was staying, so I'd have to sleep underneath the console, and I would sleep underneath there because it was so cold. That's the way I would keep warm, and I would, hopefully somebody that I was working with or working for would have some extra food that I can eat. And I worked over here in this studio, and it's amazing to me to be here now mixing my own records. Where I worked here as not as an intern, but as like an engineer and an engineer assistant. Now I'm controlling the room. I'm making this thing happen. Me and my partner Khalil, and I remember us working and grinding and being in this room here, and I was an assistant for Scott Storch and Janet Jackson, right in this same room, man. And now I just reflect that, and I look at my nephew behind the camera, how he's grown and what he's doing, and everybody who's coming full circle. Just brought something to my heart. Just thinking about it just now, it all just kind of came to me. It's a little bit overwhelming. I'm thankful. God is amazing. He truly is. I just feel thankful. I just feel thankful.
And I met Doobee, and from there we was working together. Doobee was a part of Jimmy Henchman. Doobee was working with Puffy, and Doobee also just come in, and I went to the Boogie Basement, and there it is. Me and Doobee create this bonds, and we create Platinum. Before we do Platinum, because we do Platinum Records, but Doobee had to go venture to a different era of. He had to move to Pittsburgh. Then I keep hold on to Platinum Record until a couple, I would say maybe this year, I just called Doobee, and he heard one of the best artists called Danny Lance, and Doobee was amazed.
My name is Danny Lanes, and I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, born and raised, and just turned 20 years old. I'm an artist. mainly what inspires me and what's kept me inspired is my mother and the things around me and the story that I have to tell. I first got into music at 9 years old through Get Rich or Die Trying by 50 Cent. He really much inspired me to write my first rap. But my favorite rapper of all time is Lil Wayne, and he's influenced a lot of how I write, like my writing style. He introduced me to like metaphors and playing off of words, being witty and stuff instead of just rhyming just to rhyme, you know. So what keeps me inspired and what motivates me is really just my mother and my life story, because I feel there's a lot of substance missing in the game, and I feel I bring that to the table.
And Doobee said, Khalil, I think I'm ready to come back in the music business. So when Doobee came in, I called my son Elliot. I said, man, we need the names, man. What can we do, man? We need something great. And I give him a bunch of lists. And then he said to me, Platinum Keys. Dude, that's the name. So Platinum Keys came from my son Elliot. And I don't know, for some reason I felt blessed. I felt like something's happening. And Dannyland's gonna be the vehicle. And we're looking at Doobee as one of the brothers that we could have a fusion. They have Platinum Keys. The birth of Platinum Keys, and then we have Platinum Keys family, Platinum Keys record family.
My name is Jonathan Hippolyte. Some people call me Censor. Other people call me J Hype. Instagram name MCJ Hype, based out of my first and last name. What I do is I'm an entertainer. I can honestly say entertainer in three folds: as a comedian, writer, and producer, an actor as well. So kind of like a David Bowie, Wayne Brady meets Jack Black, Jim Carrey type of character, being adaptable to any type of field within entertainment, whether it be improv or comedy stand-up, or just being a writer for an actual film or short story. So that's what I do for a living, as well as a freelancer for various companies. You can see me outside throwing out credentials and products, or being behind the scenes at a concert or festival. Kanye West, New Kids on the Block, Fifth Harmony, for one of those of the shows that I've done so far in my last 3 years. And why I do it because it's in my blood, from I should say the DNA embedded in me from my dad, my father, Khalil Hippolyte. He has instilled in me a perseverance in terms of going for that goal that you see in the distance, that no one else can see, and one small step towards the other towards it. And so ever since, I don't know, 7 or 8, that's been my ultimate goal, is to be in front of the camera with my brother, pretending to be Conan O'Brien, with, a shout out to my brother Elliot Hippolyte, Third Eye Clutch. You know what I mean? He has an amazing eye, amazing lens, but at that time, as a little kid, was Andy Richter. And we just was able to shun out all the negative vibrations going on in our lives, and it allowed me, with my brother, to propel forward like my dad into the world, in this case, like music, entertainment, specifically acting, comedy, and improv. And comedy meaning stand-up, variety, vaudeville type of stuff. It's a puzzle piece for the record, I would say, for Dad. How is it like? I'm gonna go backwards up. It's a puzzle piece. As far back as I can remember, I fell in love with music, jazz being the first, classical jazz music, and then from there, hip-hop, shout-outs to Public Enemy, and the Fugees, and no one still believes me, but my first real music experience was in the Book of Basement in East Orange, right next to Roy Rogers, and just me and my brother, shout outs to him, Third Eye Clutch, just being in the studio and just absorbing everything. My pops being right there. It's kind of, cloudy because I'm 30 right now, and everything kind of becomes cloudy when you're 30. But from there, coming into the forefront of it, developing his artists. A few that I personally love and still respect only because, going through those gestation stages, figuring out who this person is, what type of genre or DNA they can kind of melt themselves into, and then having, you know, dad out of my dad, my father out of all people, seeing that, you know what I mean, him trying to understand what was going on within the music industry while at the same time having his own style. Coming from Port-au-Prince, he also remembering, seeing the concerts as a little kid in the corner, you know what I mean, and seeing my uncles and my dad just going in with like 700, 800 people in a sold out show, to going to solely a producer and finding his, the mold. He was a block of wood, and now he's just slowly through the years molding it. And so I saw that as a little kid, and now in my early 30s, 31 coming up, finally seeing a shape. You know what I mean? Just understanding that through perseverance and hard work and that timing, and timing meaning with friends as well. Having the ability to say, hey, you know what, I'm here, you're here, let's work something, because I see something in somebody that can kind of make us something, leave a legacy. It doesn't have to be from a financial standpoint, it doesn't have to be from a musical standpoint, but something that will stand the test of time. And with all of that included, that's something that Pops is trying to also do as well. And it's hard. And that's what I try to apply within my own work as an entertainer. Just constantly keeping forward. So now with Denny Lanes, you know what I mean? It's real right now, because it's within a great combination of this music that is always, you know what I mean? You doing it on any block, and finally kind of seeing Dad like David Bowie in a sense, transforming into this new groove of hip hop, of rap, whatever you want to call it, and I myself included, because I am still on Tribe Called Quest, because that album is flames, brothers. So with that being said, it's like being able to join in on that party, and through him and now Doobee with Platinum Keys, it's about to finally go down, and I applaud and respect and admire such a vision such as my dad's, as he continues to go forth. Age ain't nothing but a number, that's what Aaliyah said, within the realm of the genre, which is a young man's game. It's not a game right now. I'm ancient, you know what I mean? With that being said, there's history within experience, so yeah.
Platinum Keys is the rebirth of what I've been always having in mind, with is, like my father said, and he always looking at me, and he's always talking to me, and he's always have his Bible in his hand, and have his glasses, and I was seeing his head in the Bible. But when he talked to me, and I saw how much hustle he's doing to make sure, not only to make sure for me, but he makes sure he left something for me. And what he left for me was acres of lands. That's what he had. Even though those acres of land is not in New York City, and they're not even in Port-au-Prince, but they're in the north side of Haiti. So it's not mean they have no value, but I can't see myself going back to Haiti and take those lands when there's so many people, family members in the land right now, hungry. They're all trying to be using the land to survive. So I said, why not creating a vehicle, something with Platinum Keys, creating the genre of it. First, dance music. I have over 200-300 music catalogs made with Platinum PILR records, and we turn them over to Platinum Keys and we release them in a dance wall beat music. That's the first genre. The second genre, we want to do pop, and we want to do not only pop R&B, we also want to do pop rock. So we made this new artist called Valerie.
My name is Valérie Lahaye. I come from Quebec, Canada. So I come from Lacolle, who is just on the border. I'm a musician, so I do it every day, all day, always. I think it comes from my grandfather. When I was young, he lives with us, and he plays piano all day long. So I really like that, and I started my first piano lesson at 8. And yeah, I keep playing. I keep doing the same thing, and years by years, you finally realize that you never had a real job. I did my first album. I was 11. Yeah, it was a little project, but it was an album. It was really nice. So of course I write my songs in French. I'm French, but I'm trying to learn English, and I like a lot. I love a lot of artists from there. So I try to practice my English now, and I'm very happy to be in New York. Why I want to do songs in English is because this language sounds really different from French. So we can do really different arrangements. It's inspired me a lot of different things, so I think it's interesting. It's not only because there's more people in the United States. It's also because of the music. I like it. There's a sound that I cannot have when I speak French, and there's a sound I cannot have in English too. So it's, for me, two very different things, and I like to do both. I understand, but it's not easy to talk. But when I compose, my first song since forever, when I compose, I write always in English, and I don't know why. So it's like it's a different sounds completely. So when I write my album in French, a lot of times it's text from other people, like that I like very, very much. Other artists, some friends. Sometimes it comes from me for sure, but my first inspiration when I write just the music, because I always start by the music and like that, is always in English. So that's why I want to try to perform. I'm inspired by a lot of things. My family inspired me a lot. So of course there are the first relation I have with the music, so when they listen to. Also a lot of French artists, because I'm French first. So I don't know if you know, but Véronique Sanson and Daniel Bélanger, they are people I really like. But for you to know, I like very much Lady Gaga. So of course you have amazing singer here. So yeah, I have a lot of inspiration. I think one of the singer that comes a lot is Tori Amos. I don't know if you know. She's a singer, songwriter, pianist too, and she's really nice. She has a really nice career too. The title song of my next album was called Étoile Anonyme. It's in French, but I think it's very about my own life and the way I walk to be where I am now. So I'm really proud of that song especially.
Valerie Lahaye, we will call her Valerie. She released this record in Canada, and her genre of pop rock, we think it's gonna be the second artist beside Dylan. So we got Dylan as hip hop, then we have Valerie as pop, and we have another artist named Antelo. Antelo, she's also pop, and she's ready to write also for us as a writer, as an artist. So Platinum Keys have pretty much all kind of genre as a label. We want to be a label. When I start to AMD, independent label, we have all kind of genre and all kind of music into our fields.
It's about to go down. Platinum Keys, J Hype, Third Eye Clutch, Doobee, Khalil, Danny Lanes. It's about to go down right now, okay? Everybody that didn't know, they're about to know. And if I need to get on these tracks and turn it up, they don't call me J Hype for no reason. You understand? This is straight off the dome. Rock and roll. Stay getting the dough. That was a Ric Flair nod. Alright? Okay? But that's the whole point. Alright? Hopefully you'll see what I'm talking about. Actions speak louder than words. So you better come with your martial arts skills, player.